it is 12:04, so I think I'll go ahead and get us started. We have lots of fun things to talk about today. So, as I said earlier, my name is Jordan Thorson. I'm a communications specialist for UFHR Communications and Work Life. I actually work with the GatorPerks program hands-on. So I work with kind of acquiring and getting vendors certified, work up with them updating their listings, any kind of special or limited time offers they might have, kind of getting those in our newsletter, things like that. So just a bit of housekeeping before we get started. This webinar is going to be uploaded to the UF Work Life website and the UF at Work YouTube channel in the coming weeks. So that being said, this session is being recorded. So feel free to turn off your cameras if you don't want to be seen. And we also ask that you remain muted throughout the presentation to avoid any accidental interruptions. But without further ado, we are going to dive right into summer savings with Gator Perks. All right, so let's look at what we've got going on today. So for our agenda, we're going to start off by kind of going over what GatorPerks is. If you haven't heard of it, I've given a couple of these already so far, and we kind of published some articles in UF at Work, so hopefully you've heard of us. But we'll go over what the program is. Then we'll go over how to navigate our website. So kind of going through the different discount categories, eligibility and redemption details, recommending vendors, and signing up for our newsletter. If you've been to one of these GatorPerks webinars in the past, that part might be a little repetitive for you, but stay tuned, and we've got some more unique information coming up. So after that, we're going to go over featured discounts for the summer. So these are not sponsored. I'm not getting paid to sponsor these, but I just kind of found a few discounts that you might be interested in using over the summer, some things that I myself am probably going to use at some point. We'll go over different summer activities you could take advantage of, transportation, lodging, that kind of thing. And then the widely loved process of booking a rental car through UF. It can be a little complex depending on kind of your eligibility level, I guess you could say, the type of employee you are. So we'll go over booking a rental car and that whole process. And then we'll figure out how you can save even more through Tickets at Work, which is it's a third-party vendor that we use, and they offer thousands of discounts to things all over the place, including theme parks, transportation, lodging, and then just even your standard kind of shopping and services. You can find discounts by location, all that fun stuff. So after we get through all of that information, we are going to have a formal Q&A. So if you could hold your questions till then, I will be grateful. But we'll get to those at the end. All right, so what is GatorPerks? So the UF GatorPerks discount program provides UF employees with access to exclusive savings at both local and national retailers, and through Tickets at Work, that even extends to international retailers as well. So something to keep in mind if you're planning on traveling abroad this summer. Now, just as a disclaimer, while we are happy to provide this listing as a service to our faculty and staff, it's important to note that UFHR does not endorse any of the participating businesses or organizations, and discounts and offers are subject to change at any time without notice, just because these are handled, the recertifications are handled on a rolling basis, so they could their discount could expire anytime. So that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, let's take a look at our website, just so you know kind of what discounts you have access to and how you can redeem those savings. So the GatorPerks discount program, this is actually located, it's part of the Work Life at UF website. So you can explore discounts by category, you can recommend vendors, you can even sign up to receive updates on new vendors and seasonal offerings. So I'm going to click into that website right now. Can everyone see this website? A little thumbs up for me. Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so you can see we have our different categories here. So we have arts and leisure, food and restaurants, health and wellness, house and home, shopping and services, technology, transportation, travel and entertainment, and UF campus discounts. So these are all kind of self-explanatory. Shopping and services, also that includes things like beauty and pets and child things like childcare and things like that. So you can click into each of these to get a little bit more information. I'm going to go ahead and hop into one just so we can kind of get an idea of what this is going to look like. When you click on one of those cards, you'll be led to a page like this. There is another menu here, so you don't have to go back to that main page to go to the different categories. They're all right here. But some of these discounts are going to be under multiple categories. So we'll see Amber Brook Farms here is under food and restaurants because they offer kind of like you pick berries and things like that, but they're also under arts and leisure because they offer festivals and like fun things that you can do. So something like that, you can just kind of look under a category you think it should be under, and it'll probably be under there. We are in kind of the beginning stages of maybe redoing this website and having the opportunity to have all of the vendors on one page that you can kind of sort through. So that's something exciting that could be coming up. Um, but until then, we don't have a full A to Z listing, so it's just kind of going through the categories and seeing some different discounts that you might be interested in. So when you do go into these categories and you want to redeem a discount, let's say you see this Adams Ribco discount and you're like, ooh, I'm really, really in the mood for barbecue tonight. So I want to redeem this. First, I always recommend you have to check if you're eligible for that discount. So that's whether your faculty and staff are eligible for all discounts. You have helped Shands employees. Some of our vendors also extend discounts to that group. And then also students or like graduate assistants, they can also be eligible. So for Adams Ribco, we see that the offer is valid for UF faculty, staff, and students, and UF Health Shands employees. So that's going to be the entire UF community can take care of this discount. And then it says you'll need to present a valid Gator 1 ID or Shands employee badge. So that means that you have to redeem this discount in person at the restaurant. You'll just present that ID and you'll get 10% off your dine-in order, excluding alcohol, of course. So if we keep going down, we see some of these are have more limited eligibility. So this one in particular is only valid for UF faculty and staff and UF Health Shands employees. So students or let's say graduate assistants or someone with just a student ID would not be able to redeem this discount. So you can kind of scroll through here. We have a lot of discounts. I want to say over 200 at this point, maybe, that are worth kind of going through. But yeah, you'll have to look at these redemption details. You'll have a little short description on most of them, and then the address that that discount is available to be redeemed at. So whatever address you see listed on the card, that one for sure, you're going to be able to redeem it at that location. If it's something like a chain, you may not be able to redeem it at all locations. So for example, we just got Cold Stone Creamery is a place here in Gainesville, but it's also a chain that's throughout the United States. So we actually have the discount only for the Newberry location here in Gainesville. So if you tried to use it at any other location, they wouldn't give you that offer. But at the Newberry one, you do get 10% off. So that's just something to pay attention to just to make sure that, you know, you've got all your ducks in a row before you go and try to redeem that discount. Let's see. So I will also say that most of these are going to ask you to present a valid Gator 1 ID or Shands employee badge, depending on that eligibility level. But there are some that you're going to redeem online instead. And these are really good for people throughout the state that may want to redeem discounts that aren't necessarily located in Gainesville, because a lot of these are in Gainesville. Or they could still be Gainesville based, but just having you order tickets through an online system using a code. So some of these, a lot of the escape rooms will do it like that. So you'll go to their website, and then when you're checking out, you're going to enter a specific code at checkout, and that's how you'll redeem the discount. There's also some, like the Georgia Aquarium, that have a dedicated portal for the University of Florida. So you'll see here that you can get a discounted membership, you can get discounted animal encounters. I believe some different behind the scenes tours are also included in this, but you can explore that through this portal that they have set up here. I can see if I can find any other different ones. This one's also a specific one. So Rapids Water Park, this is actually in South Florida. So mainly our South Florida faculty and staff take advantage of this. But if you're looking to travel and find something fun to do, Rapids Water Park is a fun place to go. So whenever you redeem this discount, you're going to have to go under corporate discounts and events on the website and enter a specific access code. So when you click on that website, it'll take you right here. So I believe it was PlayUF. And then it'll show you the different things that you get discounts on this page. So that's just another kind of version. And we're going to go into this a little later, but websites like teacherperks.com and Tickets at Work are third-party vendors. So when you go to that website, it's going to want you to become a member or create an account. For these, you can just use your UFL email to create an account and it won't ask for a code. Or if you'd like to, if you prefer to use your personal email, you can also use a specific code, particularly for Tickets at Work, and that's UFL-EDU, and that's kind of the access code that they'll ask you for if you're not using a UFL email address. So that's kind of our website, looking at vendors. I'll go ahead and go back to the front page and we'll show you a couple more things you can do on our website. So one of them is recommend a new vendor. If you've gone through all of these tabs or any relevant tab and you can't find something that you really want to save on, and that's including going through Tickets at Work, because like I said, they have thousands of vendors, so if we don't have it, they may already have it. But if you can't find it, I definitely recommend doing this recommendation form. We get that in our inbox, and then we're going to ask you for your name, a website for the vendor. I'll actually pull it up just so you can see. It's right at the bottom of this menu as well. So your name, email, the business name, and the business's website, whether or not they currently offer one. So maybe you know about a discount, but it's not on our website and you want us to list it. You can just select yes, and we'll confirm that with the vendor and then get that on the website. If they don't offer a discount currently, then I'm going to go to their website, try to find some contact information for them, and then reach out and try to get that discount. Sometimes businesses are like, yeah, we'd love to offer a discount, sure. And that can happen pretty quickly. Other times, it's up to the vendor whether they want to offer that discount. So sometimes we are, sometimes we aren't able to do that, but it's always worth filling out this recommendation form for sure. And that definitely applies especially to our South Florida and Central Florida vendors. We have been working to expand the program. We've got quite a few more vendors in Central and South Florida. We're pretty proud of that, but we're always looking to expand to more. So if you're in one of those areas and you really want a discount at a local place around you, reach out, let us know, and we will do our best to get that for you. Now, speaking of new vendors, every once in a while we will publish an article through UF at Work talking about new vendors or vendors under a certain category. Like you can look forward to coming up in May. It's a National Moving Month, so we'll be putting together some moving resources, including some moving discounts. So things like that we push out through UF at Work. But if you always want to keep up to date on new vendors in your area, I suggest subscribing to the GatorPerks newsletter. So we have three separate newsletters that you can subscribe to. One is going to be Central Florida, one is North Florida, and one is South Florida. So you'll be getting updates for vendors in your region, so things that are relevant to you. So if you are working in Jupiter, you're not going to be getting constant emails about new vendors in Gainesville, things like that. So when you click into one of these, it's going to take you to a GatorLink authentication page, and that's just so you know we're attaching you to your UF email. And then all you have to hit is subscribe. And those emails are sent out on a monthly or bi-monthly basis, just kind of depending on the availability of discounts. We are not going to send you any random newsletters if there aren't any new vendors, so we don't want to clog your email inbox or anything. But when we do have new ones, that'll be sent straight to you. So it's a great way to kind of stay in the loop on that information. And then, of course, if you know of a business that's interested in being in Gator Perks, or maybe you have a family member that has a business, something like that, a friend that has a business, and you're interested and they want to get attached with Gator Perks, then they can fill out our Gator Perks application and be considered for the program as well. Let's see. I think there we go. All right, so that is the GatorPerks website. If you have any more questions about that as well, we can talk about it at the end. Moving on, I'd like to go over some feature discounts, some things that you guys might be interested for the summer, some things that I personally might use even, just some fun things to do or travel discounts to take advantage of in case you're interested. So, if you're looking for a fun summer activity, you can put your skills to the test with 10% off a project or a splatter or a party from Pinspiration. I think they have like, even those crash rooms where you can break things, the splatter rooms where you splatter paint and you wear like the hazmat suit looking thing. So, lots of fun things there if you've ever wanted to do those. And you get 10% off at Pinspiration. You also get 10% off classes at Studio TM Ceramics. So if you've ever wanted to, trying pottery on a spinning wheel, I think they also include the glazing and firing services for certain classes. So that's something that you could also take advantage of, maybe a new hobby in your future. And then also we have lots of escape rooms. And when I say lots, I mean lots. We have some in Orlando. We have quite a few in Gainesville. So if you're interested in escape rooms, even if you've already done a couple, there's a lot more you could try. So I definitely recommend those. Those can be really fun. We did one for my mom's birthday. I think at Escapology, which we do offer a discount for. And that was really fun. I enjoyed that. So I definitely recommend looking into those. If you're bored during the summer, you can't think of anything else to do, escape room could be something to just keep that mind working. Also, during the summer, it's really fun. We want to go out in the sun. We want to enjoy our nice Florida weather. So we have 25% off festival admission at Amberbrook Farms. If you're down in South Florida, like I mentioned, we have Rapids Water Park that's up to $15 off tickets, plus some of those other discounts you saw whenever we clicked into that portal. Get Wet Water Sports is also that's located in Jupiter, I believe, and you can get 10% off non-motorized rentals. So my favorite paddle boards, kayaks, canoes, all that fun stuff. You can get 10% off. So that's a great discount. And then Zip at Hill Quarry, I'm not really sure how to say that. 10% off tickets. So that's actually a zip lining park here in Newberry. So they have 3-line tickets, 6-line tickets, or I think you can just pay for individual lines also, but you'll get 10% off any ticket that you purchase there. So that could also be a fun activity, maybe also if you have kids or family members, just a little adventurous, something to get that adrenaline boosted during the summer. Speaking of family-friendly attractions, we also just got a new vendor, Skate Station Funworks. They offer a lot of things. I want to say they have go-karts and rock climbing, roller skating, of course, video arcade. They have a new thing called JumpWorks, which is like the trampolines and the foam pits and all that kind of stuff. So very popular with kids, also very popular with adults. I go all the time, so I definitely recommend that. That's $3 off an attraction of your choice per Gator ID. So that's a good deal. Uh, Also, if you're wanting to travel, maybe we have the Georgia Aquarium, discounted admission, behind the scenes tours, animal interaction kind of activities. And then we also have something a little closer to home. That's the Santa Fe College Teaching Zoo. They actually offer 40% off admission, so that could be a fun thing to take your kids to, or go. I've seen people take it as like a date spot, even going alone. Fun, see animals, very cute. So definitely something you could take advantage of. And then we'll touch on this a bit later when we go into tickets at work. But you also get discounted admission at Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, a variety of zoos and aquariums. When I say like Six Flags, things like that, lots and lots of parks. And we'll kind of go over that more cohesively later. If you are planning on traveling, we also have a few discounts that you might want to take advantage of. So you can ride in style with Avis and Budget. So Avis and Budget through our state contracts offer significant savings for state employees. And just to be clear, these are specifically for UF faculty and staff. Um, we also have other vendors like Enterprise and National or Hertz that offer offers to UF faculty, staff, and students. Hertz specifically also offers discounts to UF Health Shands employees. And then we also have Zipcar, which is $55 off your annual membership and a waived app fee, so you can take advantage of that. If you want to stay safe on the road around Gainesville, Gatorback Towing and Recovering offers 20% off towing and roadside assistance services. So if you break down on your way out of town, you can give them a call and they'll give you a discount getting you back home and where you're able to set up your trip again. Um, you can save while you sleep, so saving on lodging. Booking.com is up to 40% off select hotels. Expedia is 8% off select hotels. Those are ones you'll just have to kind of go in, poke around, explore, see what you can find. Depending on the time of year, those discounts could be better, could be worse, but it's definitely something worth exploring because you'll get lower rates than you will generally online. And then if you have pets, what are you going to do when you travel and you can't leave your pets at home alone? We do have quite a few Gainesville-based vendors. I want to say it's Daytime Dogs and Friends, Camp Run-A-Mutt, with Love and Care Pet Services, Maddie's Furry Friends. There's quite a few. I would name them all, but I don't think I can remember them all at the moment. But they actually all offer 10% off. So that's helpful for me to remember. But they offer boarding, daycare, dog walking, home check-in services. Like, say you have like cats or something, they don't really need a lot of supervision, but you want to check in, make sure they're fed, nothing terrible is happening. Those services are available too. So 10% off those. And then if you're not in Gainesville, you can take advantage of Rover, which through Tickets at Work will offer 20% off your first booking. So Rover is an app that you can download basically and kind of match yourself with kind of dog walkers or pet sitters in your area and get their services that way. So 20% off your first booking, pretty good. And then also, on top of all of those, Tickets at Work also offers savings on cruises, flights, airport parking, language learning services, and more. Personally, I'm about to go to Spain, so the language learning has been helpful because I am terrible at Spanish. So I'm working on that for sure. Now booking a rental car with GatorPerks. So I said this a little bit before. We do have Enterprise and Hertz as well. But the main two that people tend to like to use are Budget and Avis. So Budget and Avis, we have two separate discounts. So everyone can use Budget and Avis, but for the state contracts, those are specifically for UF faculty and staff. You have to be a state employee. You have to have the staff ID. There are pretty much no exceptions to that. They used to offer leisure travel for graduate assistants, but they have stopped offering that. So that's just something to keep in mind. You have to be on official UF business to rent with this discount as a graduate assistant. You won't be able to use it for leisure travel anymore. So with the state contracts, you'll book through a dedicated portal and you'll select leisure travel, and then you'll present your faculty staff Gator 1 ID at pickup. Again, student IDs are not accepted. And then these are the best deals for non-student faculty and staff with valid IDs. I think they get you almost up to 60% off, maybe more sometimes, of your rental. So definitely worth taking advantage of if that's something you're eligible for. Now, we also partner with, this is through TeacherPerks, one of those third-party websites that I pointed out earlier, and they have something called Rental Perks, which offer discounts for Budget, Avis, and Hertz. So they have a little portal, a link on those cards that you'll also see you can click into, and it'll bring you to a page that basically says up to 25% off your rental at these three places. And then each Budget, Avis, and Hertz has a separate link that you can click on to get into that portal and redeem that discount. And when you click on those, the discount code, which is just rental perks, is automatically applied, so you don't have to worry about that. You'll automatically be shopping the best deals. So these are valid for graduate students, non-state, UF Health Shands employees, and anyone else without a faculty and staff ID. This is an alternative for you to use if you are not eligible for the state contract. So that's helpful to know. And then also, Tickets at Work also offers car rental discounts. So when we go into that website, I'll show you how to find those as well. For the state contracts, I also want to note these are managed by UF procurement, as are the technological discounts. So the only details that I personally have about these discounts are on the GatorPerks website. So if you want more information, you need a little more clarity, I recommend contacting UF procurement with contract related questions, and they'll be able to sort that out a lot better for you than I can. So just to kind of save you a step there. Now, one of my favorites, we are going to save more with Tickets at Work. To create a account, like I said, you'll use your UFL email address, or you can also use company code UFL EDU when it prompts you to do that to create the free account. And this is where you'll find additional discounts on travel, entertainment, and more, specifically near you, because you can sort deals by location, which I find extremely helpful, especially in an institution like UF where we have people located all over the state and even in different parts of the country and sometimes even internationally. So Tickets at Work can definitely be helpful for finding discounts that are more relevant to you if you are not located here in central Gainesville. So we're going to go straight over. I already have a tab open. All right, so I already have an account because I use these discounts all the time. So I'm just going to have to log in. I can't show you how to set up the account, but trust, it's very easy. Oh, do I not know my password? Let me try again. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, so when you come in here, first you'll see this kind of splash landing page, and this is where they're going to be promoting their biggest deals. So Tickets at Work is a fun little platform because sometimes they offer really good like 40% off, like you see up to 40% off, 60% off. One thing that comes to mind is a Sam's Club membership. I want to say a Sam's Club membership is like 60% off. So those are discounts that are like, oh, of course I'm going to take advantage of that. And then other discounts are very small. So it's kind of just having you have to go through each one and see is this kind of worth it for me? But again, kind of any savings are good savings. That's what I always say. So definitely still worth exploring to see which ones are good. But on this front page is definitely where they're going to have some of their bigger ones usually listed that are kind of relevant for the month. So, like taxes are due in 2 days. If you haven't done your taxes, you should do your taxes. We actually just did a tax webinar as well with Haley Corbett. She's a UFIFIS extension agent, and I want to say the VITA team lead. So if you want some tips on doing your taxes, you can go watch that as well. But yeah, Tickets at Work has a lot of discounts on TurboTax, Tax Act, H&R Block, lots of things like that. So if that's something you need, you can take advantage of that as well. I think I use the one for TurboTax because I use TurboTax most of the time because I'm honestly a little too lazy to do my own taxes. So that 20% was very nice. Let's see. But for the purposes of today's webinar, let's look at some of the entertainment options we have here. So first, of course, we live in Florida. Um, we have access to lots and lots of theme parks and attractions. And even if you're leaving Florida, Tickets at Work still offers discounts as well. So as you can see, there's like Dollywood that's up in Tennessee. Um, I don't know where any of the rest of these are located, but outside of Florida, you can still find good deals too. But we'll click into that. All right, so you can see we can save Universal Hollywood Studios, Universal Fan Fest nights, you can save up to $38. We've got Legoland saving up to 38%. SeaWorld save up to 55% if you buy a two-park ticket. 4-day, four-park Magic ticket, $98 per day. Again, some of these are going to be not as different from ones you'll find throughout like the rest of the internet. So like say you're looking for like Florida resident tickets, these might be similar to like what those Florida resident deals might be, or some of them might be a lot better. Like this SeaWorld one, you're not going to find that anywhere else. So it kind of just this is kind of like a hub where you can find all the best discounts from around the internet almost. So it can definitely save you some time and some money. But yeah, we'll just scroll through some of these, see what they have. Adventure Island, Tampa, Aquatica, Discovery Cove, Busch Gardens, lots of fun places. I don't know what Peppa Pig theme park. I did not know that was a thing. But hey, you got young kids, could be fun. City Pass, I think this is for Orlando maybe. Yeah, lots and lots of things, lots of tours. Got Los Angeles. I know there's like some haunted tours for like Savannah and St. Augustine and things like that. Um, iFly, wax museums, pretty much anything you can think of. And as you can see as I'm scrolling, there are a lot of options. So you'll have to come in here on your own and kind of explore everything that they have to offer, see if anything interests you. Other than theme parks and attractions, they also offer shows, sports, and concerts. So again, these are going to be the lowest prices basically that are sourced from the internet. And then they also might offer additional discounts. So we can look at Broadway on tour if you're interested in musicals. We'll click into one of these. Phantom of the Opera. This is actually one of my aunt's favorites. I think she's seen it 20 times. We'll try to buy tickets for tomorrow. We're doing a very impromptu thing here. So basically, yeah, this is looks like this is just gonna be the lowest pricing from around the internet kind of thing. You can also look at comedy shows. Looks like music festivals. Same thing. So these are always going to be kind of the cheapest tickets available. You're going to have priority access, things like that. So definitely worth taking advantage of if you're already planning on doing one of these. Cirque du Soleil, different shows, concerts, sports, different games if you're into sports, um, pretty much anything. Now, say you've done the theme parks, you've seen all the shows, the concerts, the sporting events you care about. You're like, I don't really need tickets. Why do I need to go on tickets at work? Tickets at work is a lot more than tickets at work. So, which can be a little confusing. But they also have all of these shopping deals, which I like to point people towards. So, of course, they're featured offers, some things that are seasonal they'll have listed here under top categories. And then all categories, you can get apparel, appliances, automotive, children and family, beauty, fragrance. A lot of these that, we also have these categories, but these are just offering a lot of extras. Health and wellness, home and garden. You can actually save on gift cards. So if you want to buy yourself a bunch of gift cards, those will be up to 20% off. So you can save money that way. Save on pets. If you do like the Bark Box or something like that, save on pet food. Um, Save on, spot pet insurance. There's that Rover discount I was talking about. $20 off your first booking. I actually had that written wrong. But yeah, so any of these could be interested to you. Um, my dryer just broke at my apartment. That's a fun thing that's going on for me. So I might look through these appliances. We can look at uh, gifts, financial wellness, meal solutions is another one. So let me get back in there. If you like taking advantage of these meal kits or meal delivery services, there's a lot in here. Looks like you can get 22% off restaurant certificates as well, so similar to that gift card deal. And then my favorite thing is this dining and local deals near you, which you can click on it here or you can also do it right up here. So dining and local. This will sort their deals by zip code. So right here, UF, we're at 32611. So nearby, we've got Wendy's, 20% off, Subway gift card, 15% off, Applebee's, Domino's, Krispy Kreme. A lot of our standard Gator Perks discounts are more local businesses. They're honestly just easier to reach out to contact. They're more likely to give a discount, in my experience. But Tickets at Work has a lot of these chain restaurants. So if you're planning on going to a chain, I would definitely check Tickets at Work. You can get 20% off Cold Stone through Tickets at Work. Another thing to note, Zaxby's, Panda Express, Papa John's, McAllister's, Carrabba's. I mean, so many options. And this is just dining. So going back, you can also see there's grocery stores. You can save up to 5% at Publix. Um, Local activities and shopping. Looks like maybe save on an oil change, save on some clothes, home improvement projects, a little gift, you know. Um, Shopping, GameStop if you like video games, Bath and Body Works. Lots of options. I definitely recommend kind of going through these as well for your own zip code. Now, personally, like I said, I'm going to be going to Spain later. So, say you're going out of the country and you're going on vacation, they even have international deals. So, you can sort deals by city. So, whatever city you're going to within the US, you can view all national cities here. But for me, since I'm traveling, I'm going to view all international cities. So I'm going to Spain and I will be in Barcelona for the most part. So I'm going to click there. And as you can see, I can save on sports, concerts, and then all of these different tours, transportation passes, museum entry, zoos, any fun thing I kind of want to find in Barcelona, wax museums. I will be going to the Sagrada Familia, so I may actually purchase one of these tickets. These will give you that best price guarantee, and they're promising 5% off on top of that. So that's something you can also do. I can show you when you click into these. It'll take you to this page. You'll have some terms and conditions, the discount code that you can enter on the website that they send you to. We can even check that out. Yep. And then they'll have all the information for that here. Now, also something else, even if you're not traveling at all, you're staying here, you might get bored during summer. You want to do something fun, maybe on the weekend. Um, we don't get the same perks as students, don't get our summer off, so you may still just be working throughout each week, but on the weekends, need something fun to do. I recommend going and looking at these movie tickets. So here in Gainesville, we have Regal, so I'll click on that one. But the movie tickets, you can save quite a bit. So 28% off tickets, up to 19% off concessions, and you know those concessions get really expensive. And then up to 26% off ticket and concession combos. One of my coworkers actually took advantage of this recently and was able to get her whole family's worth of tickets for, I want to say, like $38, which if you've tried to get movie tickets lately, it's actually a lot more than that. It's like $15 to $18 a ticket depending on the movie. So the fact that she got a family of four in for under $40, I think it kind of says something about these deals. I'll go ahead and click in here just so you can get an idea of what that looks like. You can add different things to your cart. And it shows you the average retail price and then their price. And you can go ahead and get these things in advance. So that's just something I also wanted to pull your attention to. Now, outside of all the tickets and attractions and the shopping and the gift cards and the dining and all of that fun stuff, Tickets at Work also has transportation and lodging. So if you are going somewhere fun, you've got your things through Tickets at Work, you can also book a flight or a cruise or a rental car or a hotel. You can go through each of these individually. I recommend going to this hotel tab. I want to see it's a little different in each one. Yeah, so if you're looking for a rental car specifically, you can go here. If you're wanting to book a lot of things at once, I recommend going to the hotel tab just because you can have this nifty little package and save thing that they have here. You can save on travel packages up to 55%, and that includes hotel, flight, and rental car, or two out of the three. And you can just search things all through here. So I actually recently, when I bought my ticket to Barcelona, actually, I used this to help me find the cheapest price, and it actually was cheaper than going directly through the airline. So I would recommend looking at that. Just slightly cheaper, but you know, every dollar counts. They also have cruises. So you can look up cruises and get up to $1,000 onboard credit, which, as you know, they say they're all inclusive, but as soon as you get on that ship, you tend to be spending more and more money. So that onboard credit could be very helpful. But yeah, I believe if you click in here, yep, that travel button will also take you to this little portal where you can package and save and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to show you on Tickets at Work. It's a huge platform. I haven't even gone through a quarter of it, a tenth of it. Honestly, there's so much to look at every show, every event, every shopping deal, every city. You know, you could be on this website for hours and still not see everything that they have to offer. So, and they have this great search bar. So if you're looking for something in specific, you don't have to peel through everything. You can search it up here and try to find that. But yeah, Tickets at Work. It's fantastic. I definitely recommend it. So that is the end of my presentation. I wanted to say thank you, and before we go into a Q&A, I just wanted to take a moment and ask you to complete our survey at the end of the webinar. It'll pop up right when the webinar ends or whenever you leave. And your responses, we do take those seriously, and we just use them to kind of improve our work-life and wellness initiatives moving forward. And we take what you say into account when we're planning new series and different events. So um, if you wouldn't mind filling that out, we'd be very grateful. And then we're going to do our Q&A. So I did see some questions come up in the chat, so let me get to those first. All right. UF have discounts on hotels. So, like I saw, I would go to either booking.com, Expedia, uh, excuse me, tickets at work. Those are going to be where you're going to find those hotel discounts. And then someone asked, just to be sure, does Tickets at Work offer discounts to any users or are there special discounts for UF employees? So Tickets at Work works with a lot of different universities and some corporations. So there's none that are like specific to UF. So like you're not going to find a tab that are specifically UF discounts. But yeah, they do offer quite a bit for you to look through. Do you expect Jacksonville will get more vendor deals with the development of the UF grad school there? I've been trying to build up deals in Jacksonville and Orlando and Jupiter and some of those other kind of hot spots where we have lots of faculty and staff. Again, I don't live in Jacksonville. I live in Gainesville, so I don't really know what's there. I don't know what people want. So if you are an employee in Jacksonville and you really want some discounts at certain places in Jacksonville, I plead with you to please use the recommendation form and give me kind of an idea of what you'd like because I would love to get you guys deals around where you are, local places that you enjoy. If you recommend them, I will certainly reach out and try to get those for you. How did you get to Tickets at Work again? Okay, so Tickets at Work, you can just type in Tickets at Work into your search bar, but it's also under a lot of our different things. I'll just go to travel and entertainment here. Let's see, right down here, you can find the Tickets at Work card, and then hit the website, and that'll take you there as well. So you can link to it through our website or just type in Tickets at Work. It should be the first thing that pops up in the search. Yes, someone asked about the recording that'll be posted on our YouTube channel and then later put on the the Work Life at UF website. Sorry. Do you remember where you found the language learning perks? I only see a translation service discount on GatorPerks. Okay, so that is going to be on Tickets at Work. So language learning, let's see. I'm just going to use the search bar to save some time. We'll see if that works. Language. Maybe not. Okay. Shopping deals. Let's see if we can do that. It should be under travel, maybe. Let's see. Okay, education. Let's do education. It's probably under there. So we've got Babbel. That's 55% off on a 12-month language learning subscription. I believe there's also Lingo Pi, 70% off learning a new language. There should also be Rosetta Stone on here somewhere, last time I checked. They had one off of a discount off a lifetime membership. Again, these also kind of switch out, so Rosetta Stone might not be there anymore, but they do have, it looks like they have Babbel right now, and this Lingo Pi, and maybe a couple of other things around here kind of buried in the education section. Do faculty emeritus with retiree ID cards qualify for the active faculty rental card discounts? So that's a no, I believe. I do believe you have to be an active state employee to take advantage of those, and they will require you to present a valid, meaning like a non-expired staff or faculty ID when you pick up that car. So for that fact, I would say that they're probably not going to honor it for emeritus or retired faculty. But just to be sure, since I'm not 100% on that, I would recommend reaching out to your procurement again. I can actually go back to that slide so you can get that email. There's that email right there. If you want to reach out to them and confirm with them, they can give you a bit more of a solid answer than I can. Tell us more about foreign language. You were learning Spanish. Yes. Okay. I showed the foreign language discounts. I'm very slowly learning Spanish, not nearly enough in time for my trip, but I'm doing my best. What would be the best discounts for booking flights for attending a conference? So the only flight discounts that we do offer are through Tickets at Perk. So I would just recommend um, typing in your little like the dates and your locations, what airports you want to fly in, and see what discounts those have. And then look them up online as well and compare them. I'm never going to say like, oh, you have to use tickets at work. If you know you can find the discounts cheaper somewhere else, definitely do that. It's all about finding the best deal. I always recommend people to shop around and try to find the best thing possible. Tickets at work is just a great place to start because they always do their best to have the best deal already kind of there for you curated. So I work in Jacksonville as a UF employee, not UF Health. We do not get a Gator One card. You might get a Gator Mobile One card, but if not, we will look into that and make sure that there is a right way for you to redeem that discount as well. But they'll also take the mobile one as well. In Ocala, I don't think we have any current locations in Ocala that are offering a discount. But again, fill out that recommendation form, and we are happy to reach out to anyone that you are interested in getting a discount from. And again, I also want to emphasize this Tickets at Work feature for dining in local. So I'm going to even search Ocala, come in here. This is the same for, Jacksonville. Also, I want to be clear that Tickets at Work, they won't ask you to present your faculty staff ID either. So if the ID is a barrier for you, this is also a great way to find discounts. So if you're in Ocala, again, um, all these food discounts are available. And you've also got Publix, and then local activities and shopping. Some of these might seem familiar to you if you're in that area, so definitely feel free to search through these. And you can do the same for any city in Florida. You can plug in your zip code, plug in your city, and find deals for you. So that's what's great about Tickets at Work. It's definitely helping us expand our reach that way. Let's see. Have you ever seen a discount to Volcano Bay? Theme parks and attractions. Let's see. This is all. Should be in alphabetical order. Volcano Bay. I'm not sure. Definitely worth looking. They do switch out in and out, so whenever you're planning on going, I would just check and see if they're available, because they could be. On Tickets at Work, how did you get the headers to show up as a quick review? I'm not really sure what you're talking about there. You mean like hovering? So I hover on them and then they'll show up like this. So if that's what you're asking, you'll just have to hover and you'll be able to see kind of a review of everything that they have to offer under that category. All right. I think we're good on questions, so I might go ahead and wrap us up. It looks like we're right on time, 12:59. Thank you again for attending today, the presentation. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you have a great summer. Hope you have fun vacation plans. If not, I hope you take advantage of some of those local deals. Um, let's see. Someone asked where to enter the UFL EDU code. Whenever you're signing up for with your personal address, it'll prompt you for it. And if it doesn't, then it should just let you sign up without it. But if it's keeping you from signing up, it'll ask you for it at some point. It'll have that step. But yeah, other than that, please feel free to send any more questions to GatorPerks at hr.ufl.edu. I'm happy to respond and help you find certain discounts that you're looking for, or answer any questions about the vendors on our website. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and thank you for spending your lunch with me.